The last sentence in the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus says, "And behold, I am with you always, to the end of the age." This is a comforting promise, which echoes God's promise to Israel in the Old Testament. Moses, in his farewell message before his death, he said to the people of Israel, "For the Lord your God is the one who is going with you. He will not desert you or abandon you." Or, as we read in several other versions, "He will never leave you nor forsake you." Soon after Moses spoke these words, God repeated the promise personally to Moses' successor, Joshua. "Have I not commanded you, be strong and courageous? Do not be terrified or dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." The phrase in the last verse of Matthew that piques my curiosity are the very last words, "to the end of the age," or as the King James Version translates it, "unto the end of the world." I'm curious, what does the Greek text say? For that, we go to BibleHub.com/interlinear. We click on Greek Interlinear Chapters. We're already in the Gospel of Matthew, so we select the last chapter. And we scroll down to the last verse. And reading the English translation offered to us by the Interlinear, "And behold, I am with you." Notice this phrase here, ego eimi. The Greek grammar would allow this sentence to be expressed with just simply the ego or the eimi. The pronoun ego, translated I, by itself with the prepositional phrase methumon, with you, is sufficient to mean I am with you, or I will be with you. And the first person singular present tense be verb, eimi, by itself means I am, which makes the addition of the pronoun ego quite unnecessary. So when you have both of these words together, ego and eimi, in the same sentence, we take note that this is an emphatic expression, I am. And throughout the Gospels we see this expression as Jesus repeatedly identifies himself as I am, the most holy and unspeakable name of God. I don't believe it's a coincidence that the Gospel of Matthew ends the way it began, where Matthew introduces Jesus as Emmanuel, God with us. Back to our translation in Matthew 28, verse 20. "And behold, I am with you all the days, pasas tas hemeras, until the completion of the age." Two nouns here worthy of our attention. First is sunteleas. I see a familiar word which we have studied before hiding in the middle of this word. Let's take a look. We click on Strong's Concordance number just above it. The dictionary form is suntelia. It means completion, consummation, end. It's a noun derived from the verb sunteleo, which just happens to be the next word alphabetically in the lexicon, so we just click on the right arrow here. And sunteleo is a compound verb, combining the preposition sin, which means with, and the verb teleo, which we examined in a previous study, that means to complete, accomplish, or fulfill. Sunteleo does not mean terminate, but rather to complete by reaching the finishing point, to come together to fulfill its purpose. The noun suntelia is really a more emphatic form of its root noun telos, completion or fulfillment. So the translation of the noun suntelia as consummation conveys the sense of this word, or if I may suggest translating this phrase in Matthew, until the culmination of the age. Which leads us to the final word in the sentence, ionos. Let's look at that in the lexicon. The dictionary form is ion, from which we get our English word eon. The definitions offered here are age, eternity, world, forever, everlasting, a cycle of time, especially the present age, as contrasted with the future age. We can get a better handle of the breadth and depth of the meaning of aion by looking at the concordance to see where and how the word is used in the New Testament. We see references to aion as this age or this world, implying the corrupt fallen world in which we now live. As in Matthew 28, we find several references to tes sunteleas to aionos, the culmination of the age, or the end of time as we know it. In the Song of Zechariah and elsewhere, we find aion referring to past time, or as the King James Version translates it, since the world began. And in Luke 18, we find aion referring to the age to come. In the Gospel of John, we find aion used to imply not just an extremely long period of time, but it refers to eternity. So when Jesus promises to be with us until the end of the world, his promise is to be with us right up to the fulfillment, the culmination, the consummation of God's work in all of human history and beyond.